Well, welcome. This is the January 10th version of the Multimedia Special Interest Group for the Green Valley Camera Club. And welcome, everybody. We've got a nice group here, and we even have some people in the club with us. That's really great. So I have now a list of some people who would like to share. And Ken, or let me just ask, who would like to go first? I have Ken and Lynn, Todd, Barb, and Kevin.
I have one too.
Oh,
if there's time.
good. Okay, so who would like to start?
I'll go ahead and start.
I heard two people there.
Todd could go.
Todd?
Yep.
Okay, Todd, you're on.
Okay, so what this is 2 weeks ago, I showed the snorkel video that I had done down in the British Virgin Islands. I took the recommendations that you folks gave me about color correction and stabilization, and worked on both of those on what you will see. I also showed it last Monday to the group that met at the camera club, and they had a few more suggestions that I adapted to the video. So it's the same, basically the same length, but it's different than what we saw the last time. So hopefully I'm not too challenged to getting this up and running here. So I got to share screen.
Well, you first have to get it running.
So I have it in, I don't know if you can see it. It's in my Windows Media Player ready to go.
Okay.
Share sound and optimize. So you see it?
Yes.
Wow, that is just amazing.
Nice fixes on that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was beautiful, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you. So let me share with the group. So what I did on the suggestions were to slow some of the.
Okay, Todd, I'm gonna stop you. There's a
It's
huge
Pat.
reverberation going on with somebody.
It's usually Pat.
I think it's Pat.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Okay,
Sorry about that. Okay, so to share some of the things I did, so it was suggested that I could slow it down and then stabilize it. So what I did was I doubled the clip. So if it was 10 seconds, I went to 20 seconds, but then I went back to the frame rate and took it from 24 down to 12 and then did the stabilization. That seemed to work out well. Now I know there's still a few areas there where it seems a little jerky and everything, and I'm not knowledgeable enough to know if that was due to the slower frame rate or how I slowed it down. On the color stabilization, which I'm I haven't passed the kindergarten level of this concept yet, but I went to the hue. Where is it here? I went to the lift first, so that's the dark area, and tried to adjust that. Then I went to the gain and tried to adjust the high, and then I went to saturation and everything to make those changes and everything. So those were technically the things that I did different. And then at the meeting on this past Monday, it was suggested to try to add some human element into it. So that was kind of the beginning, and then the snorkelers, and then the one area between Yost and Little Yost Van Dyke where we did snorkeling to add to it. That's it.
I got a couple of things. One, let's beat our own drum here for a little bit. This has always been one of the advertised purposes of the multimedia SIG, is for people to bring in videos, look for suggestions, and get suggestions on how to improve a video. And we just had a textbook example of what we've been talking about all this time. I thought that was very well applied, Todd. That was a good job. And for a bonus, I know you've been looking at the SIG website educational resources page, right? Well, one of the ones on there is Larry Jordan. And Larry Jordan has been a big Premiere Pro Final Cut guy for years. He's getting into DaVinci Resolve. And this Wednesday at 10 o'clock, he's got a color correction webinar free. So go to his website, which you can get through the SIG multimedia page, sign up and listen in. He gives a really good class. I'll be there.
Yep, that's great. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, there is, like I said, that was just the tip of the iceberg as far as color correction was concerned, because there are probably about a dozen more adjustments that you can make, but quite frankly, I'd probably spent more than 80 hours working on this video, and I don't know about you folks, but I've towards the end I get to the point like, okay, I'm not a professional, and so that's it for this video. I'll try to do better on the next one.
But the time you spent really shows.
Yes.
Big improvement.
Well, thanks, and thanks for all the suggestions.
yeah, definitely. Okay, well, next up. Who's next up?
How about Ken and Lynn?
Ken and Lynn, let's do it.
Okay, this is going to be the rodeo out at Tombstone. We went there a couple weeks ago. So we took Kevin's suggestion and went higher up on the bleachers. So we first started out low, then we went up higher. I know on this video, there's going to be places where there's a lot of blur because I'm not very good at doing video. But anyway, this is what we saw.
Calls for him. Let's ride him. Let's give Hunter Salter the biggest. Oh, yeah. Getting a little loose. Yeah. Oh. Get up. Get out of there. Get out of there. Oh. Look at our bullfighters twist and move it. Eric Ponder thinking when you get a chance, folks. Here for the. Come on, Hunter. Whoa, looks good. Out, chest out, making it ride. On Rampage. Oh, got a good start. Sitting up. Sitting up. Oh, no. Oh, he's got a good start. Come on, track him. Track him. Oh, coming around. Coming around. Yeah. 4 for 4 with him. Come on. Come on, Marco. Oh, yes. Yes, make some noise. Yeah. Now he's got to find a way to get off. He's trying to get off into his hand, on his feet, pulling right up. Oh. You see that? In the gate. Oh! Ooh, look at that bull move. Let's ride, buddy. Oh! Ouch. Now this guy is stout. He can ride bulls rides. In the gate. Oh, sit back. Crowd, are you ready? On the count of 3, tell them to go. 1, 2, 3, go! Come on, go! Get your shoes on. They gotta be on your feet. They gotta be on your feet. Look at the parents. I found your shoes for you. Go get them. I know where your shoes are better than you. I'm your mother. Go! Hit the fence. Come on, cheer them on. You gotta get your shoes on. That includes boots too. Get up, buddy. Get up and get out of there. No, take him over there. I don't want him. You see that bull fading away. Good start. Sitting up. Sitting up. Oh, no. OJ brought him. Get over there. Get over there. turn it around and get a qualified ride. We've got 4 so far. Wade, what a way to end the year. Let's ride up with him. Come on. Oh, yeah. Come around the corner. Oh, no. No. Done. In the cage.
Oh my God.
Strike. Oh. With him. Oh.
That was fun.
It was different. We'd never been to a bull ride before. So critiques. There's a lot, I know.
I think maybe one of the things that, since you have so many of the clips of the bull riders and everything, maybe try to do something different with some of them. Maybe take it and put it in slow motion or something like that to just show another aspect of it. Because it was rather repetitive seeing, one right after the other.
Okay, I think if it was slow motion, it would be really blurry, I would think.
No, it wouldn't.
If you saw it in the post.
Then try it.
Yeah.
Um,
And the stills were nice at the beginning. I mean, those were nice and sharp, and they showed a lot of the riders, going various directions.
now, Susan,
I agree with that, but I think you kept them, they were too long. You should have had them maybe 2 seconds so that they had the same speed and intensity as the video.
Okay, so the pictures were too long?
Maybe a little.
Okay.
Okay, we were talking while we were watching it. You said you had focus issues. What camera were you using?
It's a Kodak.
Okay, so it's a bridge, DSLR, something like that?
It's bridge, yeah.
Okay. What we do for stuff like that is we don't rely on autofocus. You go to manual, you set a real big depth of field, you focus once and just leave it alone. And then it's not going to be hunting for the focus. It'll just stay where it is.
Okay, so you put it
That
on,
was a fun video.
okay, so manual focus then?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, manual setting, and once you've set your focus, it's not going to change.
Okay,
And you were the same distance from the action the whole time. With a
Right.
nice big depth of field, you'll never notice.
okay.
That would be true for video also, right?
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Lynn, when do they have the rodeo over at Tombstone?
Once a month. I'm not sure. It's different every month. I think it's like maybe the third Saturday of the month. It's called Shootout Arena.
Okay. And during the winter months too?
Yeah, we just went in December.
Oh, okay.
It got cold while we were sitting there.
I see a field trip coming, Barb,
I know that.
when I get down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fun.
Is it possible for you to move around to different positions to shoot, or you have assigned seats and that's kind of where you're stuck?
Well, we had assigned seats, but we moved. And and usually the bleachers are full, but they were not that day, so we were able to move around. Now, if we go again, we'll choose our seats higher up on the bleachers. Because when our first seats were way down low and we were looking through the bars. Like the first picture that I showed, it was a picture of all the rodeo guys all lined up, and you could see how I was shooting through the bars.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, no, this is not going to be good. So we moved. So But then, you know, you get the people around you talking and laughing and yelling and stuff, which really annoyed me at first. But then I thought, well, that adds something to the atmosphere.
And is that the only event? The bull riding is the only event at that venue? Or do they have other?
No, that was it.
That was it. Okay.
That was it.
So when you went, are the shops open and on the main street and that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, that day we first went out to Whitewater Draw. Then we went back to Tombstone, had lunch. Then we went to the arena. Then we drove over to Sierra Vista, stayed there the night, and then came on home. Because you get out in the wintertime, the showing is from 4 o'clock until 6. And I mean, you could drive home in the dark for 2 hours if you want to, or just drive for 20 minutes over to Sierra Vista. And so that's what we did. But it's from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the wintertime. And I think they changed the time during the summer. Did you say it's at 7?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at night in the summertime. So probably 7 o'clock until 9 in the summertime.
Okay. That's a ways to be away from Green Valley. Yeah, like you say, that's 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice trip.
And Kevin, I'm sure you shot that.
Yeah, sorry, my internet bombed out on me. I wanted to say nice job on it. I don't know what all the other comments were, but I'm glad you got to go over there and do it. And as you saw, being up a little higher is a better shot. You get away from the guards and stuff, the railings.
Right.
So
Right.
anyway, nice job on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who's next? We've
I
got,
can do mine.
okay, Barb, let's go.
Okay. As many of you know, I do kind of greeting cards with my photos. So this is my Christmas card this year. And even though Christmas is past, I thought I'd show it. And I did include, I don't do very many videos in my presentation. So there are a couple videos in this.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yes,
Yep.
I see the play button.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to do the optimal. I better start over, right?
Maybe good idea.
was fun.
Thank you.
That was fun. And
Was nice.
wow,
That was nice.
and the music was original.
Yeah, she's gotten big time into guitar, and we keep buying her different pedals that she wants. I have no idea how those do it, but she's very creative with her guitar music.
Yeah. So what camera stuff were you using?
That was all iPhone. That's my only camera. So
It was very nice.
Your video worked out great, and the stabilization on the camera was really nice. I would have sworn that was on a tripod. So well done.
oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
And that was a all of the stuff that you shot was the light stuff was at a show or a street that was lit up or something.
Our Indianapolis Art Museum has property that they then do. I think I showed maybe a harvest days that they did with pumpkins and stuff. So this is on the property of the Indianapolis Art Museum, Newfields, and they've been putting on winter lights for the last few years. And so you buy a ticket and walk the grounds, and they just have beautiful light displays.
Oh, you walked it then.
Yes, yes.
Okay, great job. Let me just double check my list here. That was Barb. Doug's already done his. Kevin and Sarah.
Let Sarah do hers.
Let Sarah do hers. All right.
I have about a 3.5-minute video. It's a mixture of stills and video clips. My goal in doing this one was to create a sense of movement throughout the whole thing, even though some of it is still pictures through panning and zooming. Let me know if you think it was too much of that. In other words, will it make you dizzy? Also, just to create a sense of enjoyment of nature and a sense of kind of peace. Now, as Paul Harvey used to say, and now for the rest of the story, towards the end of this walk that I took, and the name of this is my morning walk, there's nothing really stupendous about any of this show, but the day I took this walk, towards the end of my walk, I had an unfortunate encounter with a pit bull. And although my injuries were minor, fortunately, it was kind of traumatizing, I'll have to say. And so I kind of put this all aside for several weeks. But then eventually I thought, okay, I've got to face this day again. And so it was kind of therapeutic, really, for me to create this show, and tried to put a positive spin on that day in my memory. One thing I just wanted to mention at the very beginning in the music, and this is not copyrighted music, it's listen to the left hand piano notes. They're kind of like plodding, like you would walk. Okay, that was the sensation or effect that I wished to create, and it continues throughout. So those are my footsteps, supposedly. So anyway, here is my morning walk.
Carl and I have lived in the same ordinary house in an ordinary neighborhood for the past 45 years. We've experienced all the seasons that Muncie, Indiana has to offer. But late summer is an extraordinary time when everyone's flowers are in full bloom. I'd like to show you what I saw on my daily walk one morning last August. Come on along. This place isn't quite so ordinary. This home adds interest for anyone who walks in this part of the neighborhood. Over the years, the owners have created a large manicured landscape next to their castle-like home, complete with private pond and willow trees. The yard ornaments can be whimsical, and some make social comments. It's interesting to notice the variety in the mailboxes. We're heading home now. Thanks for coming along on my morning walk.
Great job, Sarah.
Yeah,
Yep, nice
Thank
job.
you.
nice job. And thank you for sharing the reason you've picked the music, because then I could notice the beat that was throughout. Yeah.
Kind of my footsteps in a way
Yeah.
as I walked along.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, you did a really nice job adding the movement to the still photography. The one thing that I would suggest maybe next time, all you had some pictures where you're going up and down, which is good, but all your zooms were always going in. So maybe the thing to do is do one where it comes in, and then the next one it comes back.
Okay.
In, out. It'll make it flow better instead of it just being boom, boom, boom.
Uh-huh.
But I
Yeah.
do love the movement that you've added to the pictures. They've added life to it. So well done.
Okay, thank you. Well, I appreciate that suggestion.
I'd like to talk a little bit about your narration. First of all, very well done. It's a style that we like in that you had a more natural speaking voice. And it didn't sound forced. And it flowed. It was very even. I think you might have been clipping a little bit on the volume. If you can reduce it, I'd take it down probably 4 or 5 dB at least.
You mean softer?
Right, reduce the volume a little bit, not actually the volume, but the loudness. I think you're clipping, which is a little bit of distortion at the upper end.
Okay.
Kevin, did you hear that?
I didn't really hear it per se, but I thought that in terms of the level of the voice with the music, I thought that was really nice. She had that balanced well.
Yeah.
But I'll leave that to you in terms of, I'd have to almost hear it again to really listen for it. I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, if anything, you knock down the voice maybe just a couple dB. I don't think it needs much.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah.
But it was actually very, very well done in terms of your delivery. Really
I would agree with that too. There's just a very calm, natural voice that you did, and it doesn't sound like you're reading a script at all. So
yeah.
everything played together nicely. The music, the narration, the photos, and the video. So really well done.
Well, it was therapeutic for me to finally finish this.
Good.
Good. The dog attack happened right after that castle-like house. So from there on, I had to kind of change things around a little and actually made a second trip in the area to finish this later, which took some courage, I'll have to say.
Did they do anything to the dog?
Well, it was reported and investigated and all of that. The dog is still around. They did not put him down. He was supposed to be chained in their backyard, and there's a family situation there that created this situation. But anyway, I just don't walk there anymore.
Carry any spray with you now?
Oh, yeah. Sure do. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you, Sarah. And were you shooting a variety of different cameras, or what were you using for cameras?
I used my phone, the iPhone 11.
Great. Okay. So it's 10 o'clock. Do we want to stop? Because we actually didn't start until 10:15, technically. So it's okay with me if we go on, and let Kevin show his if you want.
I can show it. It's quick. It's only 2.5 minutes. So if
Okay,
you
let's
want,
do it.
we'll bang it out.
Let's
I
do
have
it,
one that's
Kevin.
2.5 minutes also.
Oh, okay.
Well, do you want to show yours, Todd? I don't
Go ahead,
care.
Kevin, show yours.
All right. I was in Cincinnati, I was in Cincinnati. I had to think about it. In September, I was on a road trip for a shoot.
Okay,
And I had,
Kevin, sorry, we've still got somebody's audio is causing a static.
oh, I don't hear anything on my end.
Well, I didn't hear it then.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
anyway, let's try it again.
Okay, go ahead.
So I was in Cincinnati and I had an off day. So I went to the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Gardens and basically was just going for the gardens, not for the animals. So this is just a quick little slideshow, one of my wacky slideshows, selective focus and some strange music to get you going. So let's try it. Okay, there you go.
Good
Very
job.
nice. Very nice.
Beautiful.
So what camera are you using? I'm asking everybody that.
Well, sure. It's the DSLR. It's a Canon 35 millimeter camera. And I had the 24-70 lens on it. So that was it.
Isn't that the one we always use for everything?
Pretty much.
Oh,
Pretty
no,
much.
mine's 24-105, I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
24 to
Nice job.
And,
Thank
and
you.
and you set the f-stop at something like 1 point something?
That one is 2.8.
2.8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, shooting wide open. And you just get that blowout effect, which I just love. And I think it makes everything really pop. And I know it was very subtle, Sarah, but you saw where I would go in and then come out if you get the chance to watch it again.
I was paying attention to that.
Okay. The other thing I try to do too with those is I try to see where the subject is. So if it's on this side and one of the shots, I try to bring a photo in on this side, the subject in, or top and bottom or whatever. So it kind of has this nice overlapping thing going on.
I really thought the transitions were great.
Yeah, I used
I went from flower to flower.
I used a 2-second transition instead of just a 1 second. So it really gave it a little bit more smoothness.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Kevin, I like the way you brought the flowers in first from the right and then the left, the way they faded out. And your eclectic music, I would call it anticipation music, because I found myself anticipating, well, what's the next picture going to look like? Well, what's the next one going to look like? So I like the music.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say quickly, I just think that's part of the fun of trying to come up with something that's a little different. I also did a version with an acoustic guitar, which is very nice, but it's kind of like, okay, it's cliche in a sense. And so it's like, okay, we'll try to find something that is a little different and
edgy,
a little hip hop, whatever music. And it just, okay, we're old, but we can still have fun, damn it.
Listening to all the music you put together in your stuff, I wonder what your playlist is when you're driving on a long trip.
There's a wide variety of music, trust me.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So just to add in a little piece, if you have an iPhone 13 Pro, the ultra wide lens is also a macro lens. And you can focus within about an inch or 2 inches of the subject on that camera. So I've been trying. Maybe this is give me an incentive. I'll try and shoot some more of the macro stuff and put something together.
It's just a different way to see the world. I think it also adds that little pop because your eye always goes to, and I've said this before, the brightest object in a photo and also the sharpest object.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got that blowout effect going in the background, your eye jumps right to what's sharp and what's bright.
Exactly. Okay. Well, Todd, you've still got one to go, right?
I have one. It's a little short one, but it's Christmas themed and everything. Though after watching Kevin, I should have gone before Kevin because his is so good, and this will be like, very amateurish and everything. But let's give it a shot.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so Todd, where was that again?
That was the Desert Botanical Gardens up in Phoenix.
Ooh,
And actually
slow
that
down
is,
that opening roll a little bit so we can read it.
Yeah,
What's
the
that?
titles were way too fast.
okay.
Couldn't read them at all. Yeah. I can't read very fast. So,
It's actually still playing through this coming weekend.
uh-huh. So I went to the Chihuly exhibit, which is a permanent one in Seattle. And, uh, they had some of the same pieces where how do they transport that stuff? Yeah.
Very carefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were 11 of his sculptures at the Botanical Gardens.
11. Okay.
Yes. And then they had several different styles of music playing in different places. So that was kind of fun too. I mean, looking at it again, I haven't looked at it for a while because I put it together rather quickly. There's a lot that I could do with the transitions, like what Kevin was doing on his, making the one fade in and the other fade out, and lining it up more to the beat of the music would, I think, make it better.
Or even add some movement like Sarah did with hers too. Would be nice. Add some movement to the photos. Give it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That
That's
gives
pretty
me
cool.
an idea to go back and drag out those pictures. Yeah. So, any other comments for Todd? Okay.
One comment on the clips at the beginning. Somebody said too fast. The standard for anything you're reading on the screen is you got to be able to read it twice yourself to leave it in. If that's take too long, then you got to eliminate something you're trying to write.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Just quickly, the other thing I try to do with that too is when I put some type up, I always like read it aloud, because if I read it in my mind, I always read it faster. If I read it out loud, then it's like, okay, then maybe add a little extra time just for somebody, because I know the text is coming in that spot. Give it a second, read it out loud, and then maybe a second on the back end, and then you're all set. But I do like Larry's idea too.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay, well, this was a great group, and I'm sure happy that, where are you guys? There we go. Larry, Royce, and Brian, no, Doug joined us at the club too. So that's really great. Maybe you'll do it next week. No, I'm sorry, you'll be there next week. We won't be here until the 24th. So our next meeting will be January 24th. I think, as far as I know, I'll be hosting it. And we will look forward to seeing all of you and seeing your new stuff.
Hey, Grace, can I put
Larry.
in one plug? 21st of the month, the Travel Club. I'm presenting Australia Travelogue.
Ooh, okay. That's the travel club. That's the one you have to join, right?
First time you come for free. Second time, I think it costs you $2. I'm not sure.
Okay. Where are you meeting, Larry? Is that still
It's at Las Campanas.
Las Campanas? What time?
9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock, and what was the date again?
21st of the month. What's that?
January
A
21st.
week Friday, yeah.
Yeah, Friday. Okay, very good. I'll put the plug for that in my summary too. All right. Anybody else have anything for the good of the order before I stop the recording? Okay, well, welcome everybody, and glad you were here, and I'm going to stop the recording now.